Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and welcome to day one of Bookmas with the Fun Size Reader of 2023. Today, we're going to be getting those Christmas and holiday TBRs ready to last you throughout the next 25 days. I have a bunch of books literally stacked next to me and a bunch that I don't have physical copies of to recommend to you for this holiday season. But before we get into that, since this is day one of Bookmas, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what to expect over the next 25 days. If you were here with me last year for Bookmas, thank you so much for coming back. This year is not going to be as extravagant as last year. Last year, I did videos starting before Thanksgiving pretty much every single day. I didn't have that in me this year. So I'm going to do my best. We're going to be sticking with the 12 days of Bookmas. However, my 12 days of Bookmas are going to last till Christmas. So I'm going to be posting a video every other day, a Bookmas video every other day on the odd days of the month up until Christmas. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have other videos peppered in as I finish books, or my Christmas book reviews, which are not factored into my Bookmas videos. Those will probably be either same day posting or on off days. So there's going to be a lot of content coming at you in the next 24 days. But that's the end. I'm taking a break after that for the end of the year and kind of gearing up to start the new year out with all of my typical goals and what to look forward to videos. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. But even though I'm not doing as many videos as last year, I still am really trying to stick to the ones that you guys really liked and that I liked making. So we're going to start off with the Christmas TBR and things you can look forward to reading this holiday season. I've got videos planned for my top fantasy reads, my top romance reads, my favorite book boyfriends tier ranked. I'm really excited for a lot of these videos, even though it's not as many. So I'm going to start off with the books that I'm reading this holiday season or trying to read this holiday season. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them. I have a heftier list and the books are bigger, I think, than what I had planned last year. But I'm also trying to finish A Fire in the Flesh or A Flesh in the Flame or whatever the hell the third book of the Jennifer L. Armentrout Nyktos series is. I can never remember the titles, so I just call it book 3. I'm trying to finish that one, and it's hindering me reading my Christmas books. We're going to do our best here. But here's what I have on my list. The first one is Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. This is Tessa's Christmas book that I have been looking forward to since she announced it last year. I've been literally waiting for it. I have a digital copy of it, which is why I don't have it to show you. I'm really excited. It is kind of not really a second chance romance, but it is two people who were kind of destined to be together, but wrong time. And then they meet up again, trying to get their rock star mothers to perform a concert on Christmas Eve. And the constant interaction leads to feelings that have kind of always been there. The next one is A Holly Jolly Ever After, which is the second book in A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is, like I said, the second book in their series about adult film stars filming Christmas movies. So I didn't read the first one, but I have a copy of the second one, so I'm going to read the second one. We'll see. The next one is Big Nick Energy by Morgan Elizabeth. I read 'Tis the Season for Revenge by her last year, and this is her second. Well, I think there's more in the actual series that she has written, but the second Christmas book. And this one is about a single mom who is mentioned in the end of the last book, who goes to Thanksgiving dinner with this friend ex that she kind of went on a date with and his father brings up the elf on the shelf to her daughters, which she had not done the tradition before. And now, after being really angry at him for getting her daughters excited about this tradition, he decides to drive an hour to her house every single day to make sure that the magical elf has its magic. The next one is The Christmas Wager by Holly Cassidy. This book is about a girl who is trying to move up in her real estate development corporation, and she gets sent to a small town to buy a Christmas store. The grandson's owner does not want to sell the property, so they kind of come up with this little bet that they have to compete in the Maple Falls holiday games, and whoever wins gets to decide the selling price of the property. And I believe it is a little bit of enemies to lovers set at Christmas. The next one is Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. I'm not sure how to say her last name, but I say Chloe Leese. This is about a girl and a guy who both work at a bookstore. It's December and they hear that the store is going out of business or struggling in some way, and they need to compete because neither of them wants to lose their job. So they're competing to outsell the other person. This one looks like an enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine, like Grinch, bah humbug, and festive cheer kind of battle. And I think it's a novella. Yeah, it's super short. It's only 180 pages. This should be a quick read. The next is The Xmas Holidays by Zoe Allison, and this obviously is an X trope. Sounds like it's going to be a second chance romance, kind of a close proximity where they are stuck together, working together when she quit her job and went back home and runs into him. They start to figure out that their breakup a long time ago may not have been for reasons that they thought it was in the beginning. Okay, so I know some of those were like really not great little short synopses, but it's because I haven't read them yet. So I know I can't like explain the tropes or what it's about. It's just going based off of what it says on the back of the book. I don't know yet. They're on my TBR. We'll see. I also want to read The Plight Before Christmas, which is by Kate Stewart. That's on my Kindle. I don't have a copy of it right now. It is on KU. So is Big Nick Energy. So those two are both on KU if you're looking for books on KU. I don't even know what this one's about, but the first sentence of the description was Clark Griswold may have been onto something with his annual holiday meltdown. And I was like, yes, download, read for free. So we'll see. I felt that first sentence and I had to download it to read. So we'll see how that one goes. Okay, next I wanted to kind of talk about some books that I have read or have read some of them. I do have videos on a lot of these. Not every single one has their own video. Some of them were mentioned last year in Bookmas. So for any of them, I'll try to tag them, but I can only tag so many. So make sure to take a look at my Bookmas playlist from last year. I also have a playlist of holiday and Christmas books to keep your eyes out for. Those are both on my channel, so you can take a look at those if you want to know more. The first one is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. This is a romance set at a Christmas tree farm. It is a friends to lovers romance and kind of right place, right time. Super, super cute. This has, since I read it, been picked up by a publisher, so it is out in bookstores and all of that. I'm not sure if it is still on KU. I read it on KU, but she could have pulled it off once she got signed. And it is the first in a series. I don't believe the others take place at Christmas time, but the first one is on a Christmas tree farm, so that one definitely does. The next is 'Tis the Season for Revenge, which I did talk about a little bit in the beginning, by Morgan Elizabeth. This is a Legally Blonde retelling. It is very spicy and it is on KU. It's more of a Christmas setting versus an actual like Christmassy book. So that was one thing to note, definitely, but it was really cute and I enjoyed it. Two of my favorites that I read last year were Merry Xmas by Courtney Walsh and Faking Christmas by Cindy Steele. They were like neck and neck for which books I read at Christmas time, Christmas books that I liked the most. I thought they were super, super cute. Very, very Christmas feel. I do have videos for both of those, so I will link those so you can take a look at those reviews. The next one is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This is just Christmas smut. It's Christmas smut. That's what it is. It's tiny. She released it herself. So this is self-published, and I talk about this all the time. If it's self-published, Tessa, the spice level's usually really high. This is about a girl who wants to be a window designer in New York, and she gets that opportunity and develops feelings for her boss. The next one is a series. I've actually read the first one and I did really, really like it. I do have the next two and I would like to get to them, but I don't know if I'm going to read that many Christmas books this year. I just don't know which ones I'm going to get to. So if I get to these, awesome. If not, I'll be sad, but they'll be here for next year. The first is Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist. The second is There's Something About Mary. And the third is Along Came Holly. Obviously, these are retellings of the stories of all three of these books. So Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, There's Something About Mary, and Along Came Polly. I don't know how these two are. I haven't read it yet, but I did remember really liking this one. They are full of Christmas, like Christmas threw up on it. It's like Christmas towns, Christmas names, Christmas everything. So if you're really looking for romances with Christmassy vibes, not just a romance set at Christmas, definitely check these ones out. The next is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This one's been around for a few years now, so a lot of people have read this one. It's basically Groundhog Day written at Christmas time. So you're reliving the same Christmas day over and over and over again, but it's different every time. I will say, and I've talked about this one in my review, I did not like the love interest that she ended up with in this one. I chose a different love interest. It's fine. I don't know if other people did too, but I chose the other one. But it was still good. Groundhog Day is not one of my favorite movies in the world, but it was a cute book to read. And now for one of my favorites of all time, Faking Under the Mistletoe by Ashley Shepherd. This has since gotten a new cover and I do believe might be part of one of those like romance books written by different authors all shoved into one series now. I love this book. It was like the first Christmas book that I read when I started reading Christmas books, when I started my Instagram, and I love it. It's Grumpy Sunshine Workplace Romance. That's all I'm going to say. I would reread this book again in a heartbeat. I loved it so much. The other one that I really, really loved, that is the only YA option on this list, is 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I read this book a few years ago. I very much related to this book. My family is very, very much like the family in this book. It just was so cute. It was such a cute book. It is YA. There's no explicit scenes, so I definitely recommend it for any age group. And it just felt like a movie that I wanted to see, like the typical high school romance rom-com movies. Like that's what this book felt like, and I would love to see it on screen. I feel like there are so many more Christmas books out there. I feel like there's just more and more coming every year. And for some reason, at least for me, sometimes they're really hard to find. So I've been stalking some lists and trying to find more to suggest for you guys. If I get enough to make another video that doesn't just overwhelm you and bombard you like as long as this list was, I'll make another one. As of right now, I feel like that is a lot to get you started for this holiday season for the next 25 days, because let's be real, once the 25th hits midnight, I don't read another Christmas book until next fall. So hopefully all of these will get you through. If you have any that you have read that you want to recommend to me, let me know and I will definitely check it out. Thanks so much for coming to day one of Bookmas. I'm really excited to be kicking this off and getting going. Don't forget, I'm posting a Bookmas video every other day until Christmas, so keep an eye out for those. If you like reading fantasy and romance books, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you can get notified every time I post a video. Thanks so much for chatting with me. Happy Bookmas, and I'll see you guys next time.